Logan, don't.
Thanks.
My God. Hi, Megan. Oh, I have no idea why you're so scared. It's just glue.
Jacob, sit down.
Why are you
What? Sit down. Once I'm going to tell you guys about something, obviously there's an issue, so sit down. What's the issue? No, did you ask him about your study schedule also?
now?
Hey, put him down. Well, you're not throwing them around. If they're yours, that's fine, I don't care. But we're not throwing them.
I will act today.
You ready when he walks in?
You can't be that. That's her.
I look like her.
I'm literally. I own all of that. You can't be anything. You're afraid. That's the poor area, and you're the poorest country in the game right now.
How are you? Pretty good. A bit tired. Can't wait for the weekend.
Me too.
That's gonna be great.
So it so I was in homeroom and I was in games and we were fixing my door. And I was like, there's a room like the home. So I was wondering what's on there, so I'll be honest, seriously got the best of me, so I opened the door to find Mrs. Kim. And they were like trying to look around. And then Mrs. B said, you might want to look in the fridge. So I looked in the fridge and there's a 4-month-old milk, like spoiled milk. It smelled bad.
I keep saying the turkey trying to
Ow, my hand. You know,
Once I say to you, please don't throw the glue, and you keep throwing it, why do you even have it in here? Okay, then you need to put it in your locker, because I'm not going to have you have it with you. I told you not to throw it. It banged, it hit the desk, you're not even catching it. If that would have splattered and hit anybody with their clothes, you can ruin it. Just throw it, just put it in your locker. Don't load it. Yeah, well, here's the thing. Before the bell rang, he was flipping them in the air juggling. And I just said, dude, don't throw the glue around. That's all. So he went out, came back in, and he's still juggling them, and he's dropping them. So I just said, and I just said, yeah.
Practice at home, just.
Yeah.
And don't use glue, like a tennis ball, perhaps. So eventually,
an apple.
right. No, you might hit yourself in the head with an apple and become concussed. We don't want that. All right. Now, as promised, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to share with you stories. If anyone would like to leave the room, they may. Now, today's stories aren't about so much Kaler. Okay, today's story isn't about Kaler really. Today's story is about some phrases that we use that have a lot more twisted and deep meaning than perhaps you know. And that's what today's is about. Tomorrow we are going to tell a story about Kaler, so again, freak you out. Yeah. Get my permission to hang out in the hall. Now, today, since Halloween is approaching, some people are starting to do things that are more Halloween oriented. I love Halloween, I always have. Things become a little bit more eerie around Halloween. A full moon, slightly creepier. The bumps in the middle of the night have a bit more suspicion to them. People start going to haunted houses, you know, entertaining themselves. Haunted hay rides, haunted forests, Doyle's Dungeon, you know. Hopefully you don't run into people who look like this in haunted houses. Even guys that look like this around Halloween, 9 times out of 10 the rest of the year you'd say, oh, that poor guy. During Halloween season you'd think, zombie! Just saying. You know, even the howling dog down the street could be a werewolf. Your mind starts playing tricks on you. Now, I'm not here to add to that frenzy. Once again, I'm just telling you factual things all week. Just facts, that's all. Today I want to talk to you about the concept of putting someone 6 feet under. Again, I'm the only one telling the stories in here, so if you could please refrain from talking while I am, it helps immensely with the story. Now, while popularized by a television show, the concept of 6 feet under goes back thousands of years. But the concept of digging a hole in the ground 6 feet under to put the expired, lifeless corpse in the ground is not necessarily the point of today's conversation. No, I want to take you back in time to a time that you may have learned about in 6th grade when we talked about the bubonic plague, otherwise known as the Black Death. It wiped out about 25% of Europe's population during the Middle Ages. In fact, it was devastating. This disease acted fast. Most people, once they contracted the illness, were dead within 5 days. Because of this, the amount of dead was increasing so much, they couldn't keep up with the burying process, which led to a lot of problems. So they doubled their forces. And once people would expire from the illness, as quickly as they could, they would put the body into a coffin, dig a hole, and place the coffin underground. Unfortunately, due to the lack of modern technology like we have now, where we can hook you up and monitor your brain waves and get a pulse rate or a heart rate, they didn't have this technology back then. When people were placed 6 feet under due to the devastating effects of the Black Death, where the bodies laid where they fell at times, people were placed into a grave prematurely. Yes, in some cases mistakes were made, and someone who appeared lifeless, in fact, was not. Because they couldn't double check, and because they had to get them in the ground so fast, some people, unfortunately, were buried alive. We didn't know this until it was too late either. As the bodies were exhumed, they would find embedded in the fingertips of these people were splinters trying to claw their way up. This was horrible. How bad, how unfortunate for these souls. Something had to be done. We can't continue to do this. We have to have some type of fail-safe method where we are not burying people alive anymore. This is almost torturous. So, they decided to start tying a string or a rope around the wrist of the newly departed, and giving them about 7 feet of slack on that rope, so that when they were placed into the coffin and buried 6 feet under, there was still 1 foot of rope left coming up above the ground. And they would tie that to the gravestone attached to a bell, so that just in case the newly deceased started to struggle to escape, whenever they moved their arm, what would happen?
The bell will ring.
The bell would ring, and it would alert people in the graveyard to come and rescue that person, that poor soul who was laid to rest prematurely. Now, if that's not a creepy enough scenario to imagine that. does bring us to the history of a few phrases. Some things started to come to pass. Terminology that people used explaining this process that we still use today. That's right. Anybody ever heard of the phrase, or maybe the old show, Saved by the Bell? It's an old 1990s teenage kind of show from back in the day, titled Saved by the Bell. Sometimes in boxing, when the bell rings, a boxer's getting pummeled, right? And the bell rings and it saves the boxer so he can move on to the next round. It's a phrase even teachers use sometimes. You're saved by the bell. But what we don't realize is that this is actually hundreds of years old. And it's referring to a corpse who comes back to life. And while frantically trying to escape from their coffin, a bell rings and alerts the night staff at the cemetery they have to go undig someone. Therefore, you are saved by the bell. When the bell rings, they rescue you. Anybody ever think of that? Saved by the bell, that's where it came from. We throw so many phrases around today and have no idea how twisted the meaning actually could be. Another one was dead ringer. Sometimes people talk about if somebody looks like somebody else. You might hear older people say this is not used as much anymore. But I've heard people say that to me, like, man, you're a dead ringer for your dad. You look just like your dad. Or, gosh, you're a dead ringer for your sister. I thought you were your sister for a second. That's what we say when people look like somebody. But in fact, that was also a term used for the ringing bells in the graveyard. We got a dead ringer! That's what the people that worked there would say. So they would hurry up and grab their shovels and undig and save the person. See, there is a little bit of a happy ending today. Which of course leads me to my last one, the graveyard shift. That was referred to as the people that had to stay overnight in the cemetery, listening for the bells to ring. And when the bells rang, they would grab their shovels, dig into the ground, and save the person who was ringing the bell. I don't know about you, my dad actually works midnights. They refer to that still as the graveyard shift. Little do we know how twisted the meaning has become over time. So I leave you with this, my friends. If you ever are walking by a cemetery late at night, you hear bells ring, heed with it. My advice to you: run! Run! Get away from there! Because we don't do this stuff anymore, man. There's no such thing as anymore. There's bells ringing in the cemetery. Leave! Get out of there! Don't start digging. If you start digging, then you're going to get arrested. See? Look, that's not happening anymore. That's a diagram, by the way. That's a diagram of what the dead ringer looks like. They would tie the rope to the person, and then it would, they actually diagrammed this, you know. Don't go digging in the graveyard, though. Seriously, if you hear a bell, run. You'd be arrested for this, actually. You'd be a grave robber. That's a serious offense. I mean, they're not gonna it's not like treason or anything, but you're going to jail, at least for night. Because we don't have to rely on the bells anymore. If you hear a bell ringing in the cemetery, it's probably something weird. You don't want to see that. You do? I believe you. I know what you're thinking right now. I know, right? Those are probably the two scariest pictures you've seen the entire day.
Even the funniest.
I want to talk about this picture for a second, if I can. I found this picture about 8 years ago. I was actually developing a lesson for 6th grade. I can't remember what it was, but all I was looking for was just the image. I would Google image search the word "wow." That's it, and this came up. Well, I can't not use this. Now, remind you, this was 8 years ago when see, I feel weird pronouncing it this way because to me it should be GIF. It should be a GIF, but it's actually pronounced GIF, like the moving pictures, like the animated. Anyways, it should be a GIF. And GIF is peanut butter, and that's fine. But anyways, I think this was one of the first GIFs ever made. When I saw this and I saw the movement, I was like, wow, there's a lot of amazing things going on here. Just like how creepy the guy's fingers are. And it's like, imagine his voice, you know.
Hi, children. Hello there. Yeah, I can make a ring of fire right in front of you. I'm a magician. Huh? Isn't that special?
Yeah.
I also, you like my pink jogging suit? I like like to stay in shape. In the summertime, I also drive the ice cream truck.
Okay, that's the end. For now. More stories tomorrow. Oh, every day. Now, I was able to see today's wasn't too bad, right? Not too bad. Tomorrow, some of you are gonna probably maybe cry a little bit tomorrow. It's gonna get crazy. Just saying. So, now, well, I gotta leave you on a high note going Wednesday into the 4-day weekend. I gotta get something strong. So, now, ladies and gentlemen, we are working on the timeline project. I was able to get us into the lab again, although I think most of it, where you going, man? Have a seat, bro. Wait, what's the hurry? Huh? What's the hurry? What the worry? Now, ladies and gentlemen, remember, yesterday I had to remind you to stop talking a lot. I know you're working in groups, but you don't need to be shouting at each other. Can I institute one potential rule today to help you?
Yes.
Try to have at least one computer separating you from the group next to you. I don't want you talking to anybody outside of your group. I don't want you spinning around talking to people behind you in row one. I want you focused on your project, okay? Also, along with that, this is our last day in the lab. I'm pretty sure everybody is doing Google Slides. That's not what I want, but that's okay. If you're doing a poster board, which again, I don't know if it's anybody, but if there is anyone doing a poster board, today's your last day to print, and I have poster boards in the lab with scissors and glue sticks just in case. I will urge you to think, though, the printer in Lab 252 is desperately low on ink. So let's be smart about what we're printing, and I can't guarantee the quality. If it's spitting out bad images and it's not coming through right, talk to me, we'll figure something out. Okay? All right, grab all your stuff and head over to Lab 252.
Wow! Yeah, okay. I think I've heard that story before. You've told me. I haven't told you. Delaney's house is haunted, so it's mine.
I just want to mention, I refuse to get Jeff is peanut butter. How you can run peanut butter brand with
Somewhere down the road, like a great graveyard shift. Not for that reason, but he was like the overseer of the graveyard. And they had a great problem. And there was something like, it was either my grandpa, dad's dad, or his dad, or something. They decided that they were going to pull a prank on this grave robber. So they buried a coffin under loose dirt, so it was easy to get them out. But they put a line on it. Okay? That's a carriage. Okay? So,
I can take pictures, so I'm most important that you're going to this group.
trailer and they started heading over. Whoever it was, he let him get about a mile down the road. And he opened up the coffin. Alright? And he said the guys in here, the guys said, "Oh!"
Like the rich.
He sits up and goes, y'all been drinking, cracking, using whiskey. So the guys got up and ran off and never had a problem with the grave robber.
I love those guys.
Isn't that great? Oh, you're right, yeah.
You're okay. Now, that could have even been yours.
Huh?
I found it in your area where you were sitting.
All right. You gotta do what you gotta do, man. What's up, Cam? Sure.
So, about 4 years ago, my uncle had a lot of trouble on my board. He actually dug up a body. It was actually a 1,000-year-old body. And then he put it in it was sacred yard. A Native American village.
No way.
Not joking.
Dude, that's crazy,
I
man.
know, and we talked to like these guys from Native Americans, they came on the ground and said,
so you a secret to the burial ground.
And then we put in you said if you step on your gate,
I believe in that stuff, man. I do. What's like? You ever heard about like when they found King Tut's tomb?
yeah.
And like all the people that were there when they opened it up all died mysterious deaths. And there was a curse on the tomb that if you broke the seal, like you would be cursed. And like something like 9 out of 10 people that were there the day they opened the tomb were dead within 10 years. And I mean, it's crazy. Weird.
Uncle actually did that stuff. He was doing construction on and Uncle was doing construction on the quarry. Not blood. He was doing construction on before he got fired because he was drinking. Before he got fired, he dug up a Native American. I thought like a 1,000-year-old body. It was. I'm serious. More like 246 because it was 1,000 years old because they were making like.
A reminder, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you are doing all 10 of these things in order. Alright, don't organize by
I'm not
battle.
joking. Native Americans are back then. 1400.
Hey, also, don't forget, you need a picture for every set or medal. You're required to have 10 pictures at least. So
I hate
tired.
this chair.
Gentlemen, did you hear that? About the pictures? Besides, we've already said, all 10 of these have to be in order, not broken up, and then you have to have 10 pictures.
You got it already.
Okay, so then just 10 slides, a picture of each one.
There has to be a picture of each one. So we have to see some people who were in the box.
Oh, no. Oh, guys, you should have had that in order. We had yesterday's, the whole cluster,
Oh, John Adams, John Amesmont, James Otis, Joseph Quincy, Paul Rivera, and Dr. Joseph Warren, Joseph, yeah, let's just put John. Just put the important people, John Adams, John, Paul Rivera. People. No, yeah. Okay, Cam. No, flick it. Cam, I'm gonna kill you. No, Cam. Cam, stop. What are you doing, Cam? Can you curse it? No, Cam, can you curse it? Can you curse it? Freaking Cam, what are you doing? Cam. Don't go like this. People who were in the boat, who
I know. Yeah. Sometimes they want you to forget to worry about your dog.
I know, right?
John. Amateur. Yeah. Description. Dawn. Why are there so many called John? What's the other name John? I mean John is my name John. John Marston. Shut up. Right there with the main character, yes. So John Adams, James Otis.
These are our best two.
Can't tell you. What are you doing? How do you spell free? Free, British. How do you spell British? You don't spell British? I do want to spell British.
doing a poster board and needs pictures. Follow me if you are one of these people.
Description of the internet. It rained on 3 British ships in Boston Harbor. The colonists were angry because the ISIS ran over that shit.
No, I stand back. Like, you stand back
Because there was a scam there.
T. Wait.
So when you get
You're not gonna go where I live.
Are we gonna do it?
Yeah, what college are you gonna go to? I'm in Los Angeles.
You serious? Yeah. I'm going to Purdue.
Oh my god.
Dude, I'm going to the University of Harvard. I'm going to Harvard.
Yeah, because the colonists so upset because they were taxed on tea. So tax on tea was tax. It's not any act. Tax on tea. And then
Colonists through you already can read it.
I know.
Because there's a tax on tea. Then the colonists threw all of the tea from the British ships.
Tea. 3. Take tea off.
And how does this impact this?
3. British.
When I get rid of the you're not gonna have
I'm not gonna be home for the last 5 days, like 3 days. I'm gonna be hiking. I'm gonna be gone Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. He's not that Wednesday.
Getting information and it's space to put.
You doing? Thank you.
I did that picture.
The money that was wasted was over. Really? 3 billion?
No.
Pretty much. I won't do anything. Money was wasted. It was. It doesn't say the. How do you? How much money was lost? Wow, 1.7 million. Shut up.
1 billion.
Shut up.
Thank you.
Alright.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you?
There you go. I don't know what I did. Alright. Okay, how did Boston impact this? The writer is suited because I need
What?
I need to have some.
You can just do this. You can just do this. There you go. You have to play.
Thank you.
Sure. There, plenty of room. I click.
Stitcher. Are you dumb? Maybe like. Stop! Yes, good for me, young lady. Boom. Erase that part. Why? Now, impact history. How did Boston Tea Party? From Sweden. My family's from Sweden. Are you hair raped? Your hair is. Sweden people have blonde hair. I mean, most people. Why? You have white hair? No, I have white hair. Are you serious? No. People who are Asians usually have hair color, but I have brown hair too. Your hair is actually not brown. It's actually like dude, it's pretty good. Right there. Oh man.
Are you done with
It's true.
I have one more line.
I have purity when I was 7 years old. So how does it possible? Arms so heavy.
Can you put Adam now? Just like 100 years from now.
No, can we play the game Bigfoot? The game is so scary. Bigfoot game is like a game. Yeah. The H one with. Trash. He's like $2 market. That's what I like about him.
Hey guys.
You're so cold, dude. What? What? Fish potato with that. Look at this. Look at this. Potato with the hat. Look at yours. Bro. Look at yours. I gained independence. Q for gain and you spell independence. Independence. How you spell it? No, it isn't. It's with the E. Okay, use that. Independence. Trash, trash. They're different of all time. I say that gets you mad. GTA is better, but I never know. Why? Why are your cheeks red? Why are your how do you know that's before? How do you know that's an order? I bet. What was first? Wait. Are you dumb? Never mind. Never mind. I'm dumb. Oh, you're dumb. You're a dummy. Thank you. Shut up. Young man. What is that? Is such a horrible picture. That's trash. If somebody paid that, they're actually garbage. Stop. No. Don't. You can't. You can't erase it. I can't see it. No, we're not. We're not even What? Hey, what? Whoa. That's such a bad picture. I'm gonna insert something. Boom. Wait. Okay. Wait. Shapes, arrows, columns. Yeah. Water. What is that? Oh, nay. Diagram. Oh, nay. Hey, trash. Yo. Stop. Nope. Thank you. Just gonna hide in the top left corner. Some in the top left corner, like really small. I'm gonna download this as a PDF. Boom. Download it as a PDF. Alright. I can't do this, please. Wait. Oh yeah, look at this. Oh yeah. Look at this. This is what you do when you. This is one of the movies. Look. That's good. It's called shit. Oh. I'm not an idiot. Thank you. You're an idiot. Hey, Alex, look at this. Stop saying things. Alex. Make memes.
This is the best picture of all time right here. Best picture of all time. Best picture of all time. Let's see how this one looks so far.
What?
Wait, what? I think it's this one right here.
I'm looking up too. I'm looking up in the slide. So we're gonna look up. Oh, we have to look up all these. Wow. Which one's the second? The one after this one. I know. Which one is after that? What does it say there? can read you. I can read you. I can read it. Try 14. Wait. 1772, the treaty. Are you dumb? Never mind. It doesn't say. September. Okay, so.
Like that song, Gary?
Hey, this is definitely. Okay, so the whole time actually, when we analyze something, like, is it everything on the, or is it separate? Like, is that one? Yeah, like with the battles, like, is the battle, are the battles like the very first, like, right?
You have to look those up, figure out what year they have.
Oh, okay.
Whichever one happened the longest ago.
Wait, happened longest ago?
Whichever one happened the longest time ago.
We have 3 minutes.
It's like,
So, is that right? 8:10. We're not gonna get this done. I'll come over to your house. I can't? I don't have a computer either. Are you serious?
I'm being honest.
Big game, dang. We never done seen a Star Wars game.
Dude, I actually 13 out of 10.
13 out of 10. Yeah, McDonald's.com. Yo. McDonald's.com. McDonald's.com. McDonald's.com.
Meet up with Anna White.
Why did they not sign
In
it?
the public library?
Yeah. They have like a couple of ideas to do.
Maybe we can do it on the PlayStation. That could work.
No, we could do that.
Maybe we can do the internet browser. We have 1 minute, so.
Every year, Christmas vacation like this year, has parties. Like Halloween parties.
Is that yours, that fell?
Yeah. What's up, dude? Maybe you're already come out.
No, can't. Yeah, I'm gonna buy a husband. She can help us.
Oh, Jordan will feel sad. Wait, Jordan.
Try to get it done.
Did you say the project? Okay. But you said the project was due on Wednesday?
Disgusting.
I mean, all you have to do is like,